Hello, good morning. I am Prasath Nanayakkara, Chairman and CEO of 1 Billion Tech, and welcome to our podcast. Today with me we have Paul Fryer, who is our VP and Head of Sales of 1 Billion Tech. Paul is visiting us from UK. I know just before you came it was minus 4 degrees in the UK, and you have come to a place which is tropical with just about everything. How you drive and how you greet people and how things get done is quite different. Welcome to Colombo, Paul. Tell us a little bit about how it has been since you came.
Well, thanks, Prasath. It's been amazing, to be honest. You're absolutely right. The driving experience is somewhat scary for someone from the UK. But as you rightly say, when I left the UK on Monday this week, it was minus 4 degrees. I had 6 inches of snow across the garden. So to come here to the tropics where it's 30 degrees and hot is fabulous. It's a real amazing experience. You mentioned the food. The food here is incredible, and my diet has gone out of the window this week. But the most impressive thing has been the welcome I've had from the people. People are very welcoming. I've been overwhelmed almost by the hospitality, not only here in your team, but Sri Lanka generally. People are very friendly, very welcoming. It's been a great experience for me.
Great. I'm happy to hear that. So, in your profession, you've been selling, ERP, CRM type of solutions for, leading customers in UK, in Europe, in, other parts of Europe and places like that for the past 30 plus years. But this is the first time that you are selling services of a company, international company with a significant offshore presence, because our engineering center is here based in Sri Lanka, even though we are headquartered in Silicon Valley. So, when you take a challenge like that for the first time, how has that experience been, especially compared to your previous job roles?
Well, interesting. Thank you for reminding me I've been doing this for 30 years and reminding me just how old I am. But it's a different approach completely, in fact. And at first I was surprised by how many offerings there are in the offshore market. I knew it would be competitive, but there are more offerings than I expected there to be. The knock-on effect of that is that the service levels, the quality of the service delivered is variable. And so some companies across Europe and the UK are sometimes skeptical if they've had a poor experience before. But the experience I can offer to people here is just incredible. What I've seen in your team, the professionalism, the quality of the team here is just amazing. There's still this perception in some parts of the world that, well, this offshore service, it's low cost, therefore it might not be very good. It couldn't be further from the truth. The quality of service I've seen here is as good as any I've seen in 30 years in any UK company. So the same experience, the same quality, the same qualifications I see in your team here than I've seen anywhere. So that's the first thing. My role really is to try and get that message across to companies in the UK. And many of the Microsoft partners in the UK are really interested in hearing what we're doing now.
Great. So when you look at offshore team, working for a customer in the UK, what are the critical success factors that make such an engagement successful? What are the critical success factors, that enable these two parties to work for long term and build up a lasting relationship based on what you have seen so far?
Well, as I've said to a number of clients and Microsoft partners in the UK, to use the offshore or partial offshoring is a really simple to deploy, simple to use strategy, which can really help to lower costs and to help UK partners to win more business. And I just welcome the opportunity at every chance I get to speak to the partners to say, this is how we can help you to win more business. So the engagement is about delivering quality. It's about providing a service which meets the requirements. But just like any other sale, this part is the same, that the relationship between ourselves and the end user is critical. And that experience with 1BT has been a great success for me.
Yes, I'm happy to hear that. And certainly, at this time, when there is fierce competition and a lot of companies are entering into this business, and there is a variety of choices for any customer thinking about doing business with companies in other parts of the world, understanding quality and differentiating, what you do and building a long-lasting relationships, those type of things go a long way. And I'm happy to hear that that has been your experience as well, working with us. So, if you look at the other side of the coin, what would you say are pitfalls, or what should be avoided when we work in this kind of relationship, so that neither side will have a disappointing experience from your perspective?
Well, to look at it from the other point of view, I'm surprised, first of all, that in today's world, where so many business transactions and so much business is conducted online and remotely, that there is still this reluctance in some areas to work with offshore and overseas partners. What to be avoided is really the lack of a relationship. So the fact that I'm based in the UK and in Europe and I can engage directly with the customers is a great benefit, because sometimes they feel left out or alone if they can't have someone there on the doorstep to speak to. So I think it's a danger for the client if they don't have a local governance, which, of course, in our case, I can provide.
Happy to hear that. And also coming and working with the team, you really got to know the leadership team, you got to know the teams that are actually writing code and testing and pulling long hours to make this project successful. How has that experience been, and would you recommend to other customers, to come and visit? Would that help?
Oh, amazing. The quality I've seen here has just been incredible. And I only really became associated with your organisation on the basis that long-standing friends and colleagues of mine have been using your services for nearly 10 years. And that in itself gave me enormous confidence in the quality of the service you provide. Now, if I get the opportunity to introduce colleagues and clients to come here, meet the team, I'll jump at the chance. It's a fabulous experience, and it will give any prospective client the confidence to take that step and to work with us.
Okay, great. I think those are really good insights, and all other companies watching this and listening to this podcast will also benefit from some of these ideas that you shared. Thank you very much. Any other final remarks that you would like to make for the audience, based on your experience so far?
Well, I would recommend anybody to come to Sri Lanka at any time. It's a wonderful place. It's a paradise island. And on the business side, I would reiterate that for a Microsoft partner, this is a really easy to implement strategy which can really help to reduce cost and win more business. And that's my underlying feeling about the whole operation.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, thank you. It's been great.